London, late 1800s. Maulan, maalikabok, maamoy. Ito yung Whitechapel District. Isang lugar sa East End kung saan mahirap ka, mas mahirap pa yung kapitbahay mo. Siksikan, marumi, and sobrang delikado. As in sa sobrang daming krimen dito, the police literally had no clue kung sino yung uunahin nila. But something worse than poverty was lurking in the dark. August 31, around 3:40 a.m. A man stumbles onto a woman lying on Box Row. At first, akala niya lasing lang. Pero nung lumapit siya, nakita niyang hiniwa yung leeg nito, halos hanggang tenga. Her abdomen slashed open. May signs ng attempted organ removal. Her name was Mary Ann Polly Nichols. She was the first at hindi siya ang huli. This video includes factual details, crime scene descriptions, and verified theories about the Jack the Ripper case. This content is not meant to glorify violence but to remember and give voice to the victims whose stories were often ignored. Viewer discretion is advised. September 8, 1888, exactly 8 days later, Annie Chapman is found behind a house in Hanbury Street. Her throat is cut clean through, then her abdomen opened up. But this time, her uterus was removed. Surgical precision daw, sabi ng mga pulis. Parang may training or familiarity. Now, media picks up the story. Sensationalism goes wild. The press coins a nickname, leather apron. Fear becomes fashion. Men in aprons are chased in the street. Everyone is a suspect. No one is safe. But then comes the double event, September 30. 2 victims in one night. Elizabeth Stride, throat slashed, but no one. It looks rushed, like the was interrupted. Next is Catherine Eddowes, 45 minutes later, in Mitre Square. And this time, he made up for lost time. Her face was nirasbakan niya ng sobra. Her kidney was removed. Part of her apron was found a few blocks away, near a cryptic message written in chalk. So ang nakalagay is, "The Jews are the men that will not be blamed for nothing." Anti-Semitism spread like wildfire. Now, police out of fear erased the message before sunrise. No photos, no evidence, just silence. Ito guys, singit lang to ha. Why was Whitechapel the perfect hunting ground? Kasi guys, Whitechapel was overcrowded, under-policed, and ignored by the elite. Most women had no access to protection, justice, or even decent housing. The victims weren't just workers. They were unhoused, sick, desperate, and human. No CCTV, no forensic science, no fingerprinting. Ang meron lang, gut instinct. And in a place like Whitechapel, justice didn't visit often. November 9, 1888. The last known victim and the worst one. Mary Jane Kelly, 25 years old, Irish, the youngest and most mysterious among the so-called canonical 5. She was different from the rest. Hindi siya sa kalsada. She was in her own room, inside 13 Miller's Court. When police forced the door open around 10:45 a.m., what they saw was hell. Mary Jane's body was on the bed, naked. Her face completely unrecognizable. Her breasts were cut off, organs scattered all around the bed. One placed under her head, the heart missing. Almost every part of her had been slashed, carved, or rearranged. Sabi ng isa sa mga investigator, it was the work of a man who had no soul. This was art for the... He took his time. Some say the alone could have taken over 2 hours, and then he vanished. Just like that, the stopped. The ghost in the fog was gone. While the city was drowning in fear, the Ripper began writing, or at least someone pretending to be him. So guys, over 600 letters were sent to newspapers, police, even random businesses. Most were hoaxes, but 3 stood out. Una is the Dear Boss letter. First to use the name Jack the Ripper. Taunting yung tone. Ang sabi, "I am down on horse and I shan't quit ripping them till I do get buckled." Media loved it. The name stuck, and thus the legend was born. Second is the Saucy Jackie postcard. It was sent right after the double event, claimed both night were his handiwork. New details that weren't yet public. Creepy, but again, can't be verified. Third is the From Hell letter, sent with a half-human kidney. Claimed he fried and ate the other half. Literal cannibal vibes, guys. Some say it was just a prank, but others believe that this one came from the real Ripper. No fingerprints, no forensics, just fear. That's all they had. Ito guys, side note ha. Did you know na after Mary Jane's, some people theorized the Ripper either died, left London, or fulfilled his ritual. Others claimed naman na he got institutionalized. But the truth, no one ever figured it out. Now guys, for over a century, there have been more than 100 suspects, from royals to butchers to frustrated artists. But here's the short list of the most talked about names. Una is Aaron Kosminski, the Mad Barber. Polish Jewish immigrant diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, violent tendencies, allegedly hated women. He lived in Whitechapel, knew the streets, eventually committed to an asylum. The twist? In 2014, DNA taken from a blood-stained shawl allegedly found beside Catherine Eddowes was tested. So scientists claimed na the blood matched Eddowes' mitochondrial DNA and the semen matched Kosminski's matrilineal relatives. So case closed? Not quite. Kasi guys, mitochondrial DNA isn't unique and millions of people can share the same profile. So the shawl's chain of custody is sketchy as fuck, guys. So no official record. It was even at the scene. The testing was never peer-reviewed in a credible forensic journal. It made headlines but not conclusions. So Kosminski remains the strongest possible suspect pero not strong enough to end the case. Second is Montague John Druitt, the disappearing lawyer. He is a barrister and teacher from a good family but mental health issues ran in the bloodline. He died by weeks after Mary Jane's murder. Police at that time said na, guys, we had our man until he jumped into the Thames. The problem, walang solid link sa kahit anong crime scene. He was just conveniently dead. Third is Walter Sickert, the creepy artist. He loved painting dead women, obsessed with the Ripper. Now, author Patricia Cornwell claimed na his paintings hide clues. She even said na the letter matched his DNA. But again, no verified link to crime scenes. All circumstantial. He might just be a morbid art boy, not a murderer. Fourth is Sir William Gull, the royal conspiracy pick. He is a doctor to the royal family. Some believe na Jacks were a cover-up for Prince Albert's secret love child. Gull was allegedly silencing witnesses. Actually guys, it's the most cinematic theory, but it's based entirely on vibes. Walang ebidensya. Parang fanfiction na tinake seriously. Okay, so nakilala na natin ang mga prime suspects. Pero what if the case is deeper than one killer? So here are the real fact-check theories na hanggang ngayon pinag-aawayan pa rin ng historians, criminologists, and ripperologists. First is Jill the Ripper. What if Jack was a woman? Most people assume lalaki ang killer. Pero may theory na si Jack was actually a Jill. A midwife or female mortuary assistant could walk around covered in blood and no one would suspect a thing. Kasi the victims might have trusted her, kaya walang struggle marks. Some even believe she killed out of revenge, maybe due to infertility, jealousy, or personal trauma. Historian John Morris explored this theory seriously, pero no solid proof. But let's be real, kung babae nga siya, nobody was even looking her way. Second is the killer had medical or surgical experience. So police surgeons at that time, especially Dr. Thomas Bond, believed na yung killer had anatomical knowledge. Bakit? Kasi organs were removed cleanly and quickly. Kidneys, uterus, and even the heart were taken from specific victims. Some removals happened in total darkness. Hello guys, street lighting in 1888 was barely functioning. So, was Jack a surgeon, a mortician, or a medical student gone rogue? Third, Masonic ritual murder theory. Ito na ang conspiracy theorist favorite. The chalk message left near Catherine Eddowes' apron, yung the Jews are the man that will not be blamed for nothing. Some say na That's a Masonic code. Si Sir William Gull, yes, yung suspect natin kanina, was allegedly a Freemason. The supposedly mimic ritual punishment. Sabi ng iba, the police erased the chalk not to avoid panic but to protect secrets. Truth? No solid evidence. But the connections, madugo, madilim, and still debated. Fourth is, what if there wasn't just one killer? Some experts believe only 3 out of 5 canonical victims were done by the same hand. The rest, copycats. Stride's kill felt rushed. Kelly's was overkill, almost personal. The timing between murders was inconsistent. Others say, nope, the killer was just evolving, testing limits, changing patterns para malito yung police. But either way, the chaos worked. Fifth is, Jack the Ripper was a media creation. Get this, guys. The name Jack the Ripper came from a letter signed with that name. But most experts today agree na fake yun. Possibly written by a journalist to sell papers. Kasi the letter was published nationwide and cemented a brand. After that, letters flooded in. Panic skyrocketed. The press profited massively. So, maybe Jack didn't just walk in blood. He was built by ink and headlines. So, guys, sino si Jack? Maybe he was a surgeon, maybe a barber, maybe a woman, maybe multiple people. Pero, ang isang sure, people gave him power. People fed the myth. And while we argued over letters and legends, the women he murdered slowly disappeared from history. Guys, Jack became famous. He got movies, pop crawls, merch, lore. Pero yung 5 babaeng tinigi niya, they became footnotes, labeled as prostitutes. A term thrown around without nuance, empathy, or truth. Pero pag tinignan natin na maigi, they were Polly Nichols, a mother of 5, discarded by her husband. Si Annie Chapman, she is sick, grieving a dead daughter, just trying to survive. Si Elizabeth Stride, she was escaping abuse, trying to start over. Si Catherine Eddowes, a balladeer, artist, and a poet. Si Mary Jane Kelly, still mysterious, but had lovers and dreams and fears. They were not just victims, guys. They were women with names, stories, and voices. So, maybe Jack didn't vanish. Maybe he was never caught because the world never thought these women were worth saving. Jack the Ripper is the most famous unidentified serial killer in the world. But the real horror, he is not just a killer. He is a reflection of how easy it is to ignore the vulnerable. He didn't just kill 5 women, guys. Society helped bury their stories. If we stop looking at them as disposable and start remembering their names, that is how we take the power back. So guys, if you made it this far, I want to know your thoughts. Do you think Kosminski was really the Ripper, or are we still missing the bigger picture? Comment below, guys, and share this with someone who loves true crime. But tell them, don't just remember the killer, remember the victims. Again, this is Apple Sison, and if you want more stories like this, just drop it in the comsec or DM me your story suggestions. Malay mo, yan ang next story time natin. And as always, don't forget to follow, like, share, and save, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.